What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another exciting episode of ForneverNews! In today's episode, we've got some stories to talk about. Okay, people, so for starters, we got some interesting info that is indicating that we're probably getting a new One Piece film here soon, so we're going to be talking about that one. We got a big update on Demon Slayer Season 2. A lot of us have been like, yo, when we're getting Season 2? We've been waiting. We've got an update on that, on a release date. We're gonna talk. We got a big update on the Yasuke anime, the anime that was produced by Studio Mappa, same studio behind Jujutsu Kaisen and Attack on Titan's final season. A lot of y'all know that. A lot of people hated that anime. A lot of people said that it was bad, disappointing, etc., etc., in particular for certain reasons. Well, there was a bit of blame that is being placed on a particular source as to why the Yasuke anime turned out the way it did. We're going to talk about it. We got a really cool update on the success yet again of the Tokyo Revengers manga, which I love it. I love it. It deserves it so freaking much. If the anime is any indication on how the series progresses in the manga, yeah, I can't wait to talk about it again. Big update for the Boruto anime, the future of the Boruto anime, because we got some episode titles, but in particular one that is making me wonder, well, we're about to get something awesome, but what could it mean for the future of the Boruto anime? Yeah, something interesting there we're going to get into. Big update for the Mushoku Tensei Jobless Reincarnation Season 2 seemingly is being postponed. Most of you may know the author of Berserk, Kentaro Miura, recently passed away. It was confirmed last night that he passed away a few weeks ago. Well, we got a lot of the reactions from very popular authors and iconic people regarding the Berserk author passing away, but also Hunter x Hunter started trending, and we're going to talk about this one. Hunter x Hunter started trending in particular due to this situation, and yeah, we're gonna get into it. We got some pretty awesome news for the Vinland Saga anime. Yeah, those are the stories we got. Without further ado, people, let's jump into another. I don't want to say exciting because I'm still a little morbid of everything that's been going on, but we got another big episode of ForneverNews! The only news source that provides anything and everything anime and manga related, and we don't bore you. We get into it. Let's do it.
No matter how you feel, get it done. No matter how you feel, get it done. No matter how you move, get it done. No matter how you move, get it done.
Okay, people, so for starters, let's talk a little bit of One Piece. Now, it seems as though, because it's been a few years now, I want to say since Stampede, if I'm not mistaken, One Piece Stampede came out 2019. Maybe I'm off on that, but it's been a few years since the One Piece Stampede film. Now, apparently, it seems as though a One Piece film is going to be launching. Well, at the very least, there's some speculation due to, it says here, the domain One Piece Film JP has been recently registered. There is no official confirmation or tease about any announcements or upcoming news from One Piece, so it's yet unknown whether the domain is official, and there's the One Piece domain information there, but also there's been a lot of other speculative rumors regarding this one. I think it's legit. It's about time. Usually a new One Piece film lately has been coming every 3 or so years, so I could very well see them putting out a new One Piece film probably next year. I'm guessing probably summer of next year. Maybe we'll start getting an announcement sometime this year, but probably they're amping for next year because the way things are going with the pandemic and stuff like that, all things considered, we could probably be back to somewhat of normalcy starting next year. I mean, theaters are already opening anyways, but things have been a little rocky in Japan at the very least recently. So I could see 2022, again, summer, fall-ish, them dropping that One Piece film. And again, I'm just kind of excited. Like, I'm curious what the hell they would do, because with Film Z, we had, you know, Z, former Admiral. Then with Film Gold, I want to say the guy Gold was his name. He was like a partner of Doflamingo, a friend of Doflamingo. And then Stampede was Bullet, a person that was a part of Roger's crew. So what the hell are they going to do to up the ante now? Who are they going to have a part of all this? That'll be an interesting film. Moving forward, it seems as though we got confirmation on Demon Slayer Season 2's release. According to this, it says TV anime Demon Slayer Season 2 will start broadcasting October of 2021. So it seems as though they're going with a fall release. If I'm not mistaken, I want to say Season 1 started and maybe it was a spring season, so they're going to go with the fall, which probably there was a few delays release due to, you know, the pandemic and stuff like that, which is why they're not doing another spring/summer release. But hell's freaking yeah, October. I could imagine that the Demon Slayer game that's going to be coming from CyberConnect 2 is probably going to launch around that same time. So probably around October, you can expect getting season 2 of the anime, but also the video game dropping around there as well, which I can't freaking wait for all of it. Like the Mugen Train film that we just recently got here in theaters in the West was phenomenal. So to go off that and the hype, I'm still off the hype right now. We only got what? It's May, June, July, August, September, October. 5 months. Does seem a little bit long, whatever, 4 to 5 months. But nevertheless, once we get it, it's going to be hype because, yeah, this next arc, a lot of people regard as the best arc of the series. So can't wait. Okay, people, so Yasuke, very, very controversial series. A lot of people, including myself, were very, very excited. It was an anime that was going to be produced by Studio Mappa, and it was based on the black historical samurai. You know, he was actually in history. He ran under Nobunaga Oda. A lot of people, again, like myself, were really hype about this shit. Like, yo, it's based on a real, you know, person in history, and, you know, the trailers look banging, and yeah, unfortunately, it didn't live up to the hype. And one of the big things, or a few of the big things that a lot of people took issue with, again, including myself, just being honest and transparent, was the more fantastical elements of it. Them having mechs inside of this, them having magic, all sorts of shit. Well, according to this interview/article, it seems as though some of the blame, if not most of the blame, for the mechs and the magic and the things that people really didn't like about Yasuke was due to the musician that was brought in to be a part of the production of this series. Because we got a recent interview that was giving a little bit of insight on things, and in it, from, I want to say this was Sci-Fi Wire, it says, Saki, as well as the other more genre-bending elements of Yasuke, the mechs, wizards, and monsters, came mainly from the third person brought in to work on the series, co-executive producer Steve Ellison, better known as the musician Flying Lotus, who also provided the soundtrack to the series as well as the opening and closing songs. And I'll be honest with you, I want to say this very respectfully because I really rock with Flying Lotus's music. I love the music that was a part of the show. The opening was dope. The ending, all the music aesthetic was phenomenal for this show. Bringing in a musician to be a part of stuff like that, big grandiose ideas, I get it. Maybe Flying Lotus has been a long time anime fan and thought like all these really cool elements that they've ever, you know, known in anime would be awesome, but not for this one. And yeah, unfortunately, I've seen a little bit of backlash of people saying, oh, so it was Flying Lotus, a musician, that ruined the Yasuke anime. Because again, people had high expectations for this. I had high expectations, and it was unfortunate that, I want to say in my review video, which you could go check it out if you liked, on the Yasuke anime, I think I gave it like a 6.5 to a 7 out of 10, somewhere around there. That could have been a 9, an easy 9. You had Mappa Studios. You had a really awesome concept there. Somebody that ran under Oda Nobunaga, the first black samurai. This shit should have been a slam dunk. And yeah, kind of just... But again, I still want to be very respectful because at the end of the day, them bringing in Flying Lotus probably had great intentions. Just the execution and the concept in general was poorly marketed, poorly executed, because like they marketed it as something totally different than what we got. But hopefully they learn from their mistakes, and the next time we get something really big like, you know, the first black samurai or things like that, it'll be done correctly. But we gotta wait and see. Still, I'm just saying, like, man, Yasuke, it could have been so much better, but it's still kind of awesome. I don't know. I'm always conflicted about Yasuke. I don't know. Next up, we got a big update yet again on Tokyo Revengers, because in case you don't know, last month or so, Tokyo Revengers has been tearing up the charts as a series as a whole. The back volumes and everything based on the anime success has been selling the manga insanely. We are getting constant sales of it. Well, last week and now this week being number one Tokyo Revengers, because in this week, while we had a lot of the usual suspects, of course, Soso Frieren, which we continue to talk about, coming in at number 10, Kingdom on the charts, Titan, Academia, Demon Slayer, number 2, Jujutsu Kaisen, 381,000, Tokyo Revengers at number 1, 587,000 copies of the manga sold again in a week. I'm flabbergasted, man. Just shout outs to Tokyo Revengers. It freaking deserves all of this and then some, based on every episode I've seen of the anime so far. Like, I really rock with the anime, and honestly, I only have not gotten into the manga because it's something that I look forward to every freaking week. Not only just the story, the aesthetics of the anime and everything, but the story is really rocking, and it's really It's a good one. So once again, big congrats to Tokyo Revengers. I love to see it too, because like I've said before, I'll say it again, this is not a Jump title. This is not a Shueisha title. This is an unexpected Kodansha smash. Yeah, more power to it. Hopefully they localize the manga over here. We don't have the manga available for purchase. I want to go to my local comic store and support, pick up some volumes of Tokyo Revengers. Come on, Kodansha, bring it over here. It's big. Okay, people, next up, we got some episode titles for the Boruto anime. That's kind of spoilerish in a way, so if you don't want to be spoiled, I mean, it's a title basically telling you about a fight that's about to happen. So if you don't want to know that, I guess you would hightail it out of here. But I think considering these are like based off of TV guides that give these titles anyway, and this info to a certain degree, you should be all right. But and what this could mean for the future of the Boruto is mainly why I wanted to report on this, because the Jigen fight has been confirmed with episodes 203 and 204, with the title of episode 203 being Surprise Attack, same title as chapter 36. Now, just again, briefly and lightly, I want to touch up on this because this fight happened in the manga, I want to say 2 years ago now at this particular point, where Naruto and Sasuke go up against Jigen, which that's been the big baddie that's been built up and set up for a while now with the Kara group and whatnot. But here's the thing, because at that particular point, we're about like only 20-something chapters away from being caught up, which, yeah, it's a bit more because these are monthly chapters, so you would think like we're probably about 35 weekly chapters away from being caught up. But it could mean a couple different things. Now, it could mean that because, remember, it was at the end of last year, top of this year, announced that Boruto's manga is really close to heading into the time skip. That adult look that they had at the beginning of the series, we're close to there. Ikamoto said that, yeah, we're getting there. So it could very well be that possibly the anime is aware, like, you know, 2 more chapters, 3 more chapters, the manga is going to hit the time skip, and they're going to pull what they did with original Naruto with, hey, we could go full speed ahead, no more fillers like that, because we could just stop at the end before the time skip and throw like 2 years worth of anime original content, which in the West side of things, like, that probably won't be the best, because I know a lot of people are going to tune out. I mean, even in the early Naruto days, how many people can honestly say, I'm sure a lot of people can, but enjoying wise and saying, yeah, it was the greatest, can really say like episodes 135 through 220 of original Naruto, you was really invested in. There was like 80 episodes of filler at the end of Naruto, and it could be that that's what's going to happen. It could be that they've already decided, okay, the time skip is about to go down, so we could just kind of go straight into it, and then as the time skip is written in the manga, we'll just keep on adding anime original content in the anime. So there's a possibility. It could also be that they're like, you know what, let's just go straight ahead and we're gonna do what we did with Black Clover and put Boruto on a hiatus, which that could benefit it if it was to eventually return as a seasonal. Seasonal seems to be the wave and the best way to do things without filler and things like that, so that's a possibility as well. I don't see, based on how much success it has and how big it is, like Boruto and Naruto are the 2 highest properties of TV Tokyo, I don't see them wanting to go on hiatus. I see them probably either we're gonna get a lot of filler really soon, or they're probably looking at it as the time skip in the manga is going to be the perfect point to just do like endless arcs of anime original stuff, and then eventually go into like Boruto Shippuden with the anime. And don't get me wrong, because I've been one that for years I was complaining like, yo, adapt the manga. So I'm very excited about this. I don't want that to be mistaken or left out, that, yo, I cannot wait to see this, especially if it's done properly. This is going to be amazing and awesome. Like, yeah, Naruto and Sasuke throwing down yet again against a big villain, I'm all here for it. But it could very well mean, you know, the detriment of the Boruto anime at the very least for the time being. Either A, going into filler nightmare, anime original nightmare, whatever you want to call it, or B, a break similar to Black Clover. So we gotta wait and see, but there's good news with it. Hells yeah, big fight. Bad news is that we're getting closer and closer to catching up with the manga, and yeah, something will happen at that particular point, either the end of the anime for now or filler. So I'm curious of you guys' perspective on that, but yeah, I'm looking forward to the episode nonetheless. Moving forward, we got a big update on Mushoku Tensei Jobless Reincarnation. Now, apparently, according to this news, it seems as though Mushoku Tensei is actually going to be delayed for its season 2. Initially, it was actually confirmed that we were getting season 2 this summer, and it seems as though we're not actually getting it this summer. In fact, we're going to be getting season 2 in the fall due to a delay. Funny enough, I'm actually 1 episode away from finishing season 1, and it's been pretty freaking awesome. But but let's quickly read. Funimation to stream Mushoku Tensei Jobless Reincarnation anime second part this fall. Funimation announced on Wednesday that it will stream the sequel, second quarter of the year, of the TV anime of Mushoku Tensei Jobless Reincarnation's light novel series this fall. The anime's part 2 will premiere in October after a delay from a planned July premiere due to various circumstances. The site also revealed a new visual. The anime's first core will rebroadcast starting in July, so probably by the time that first core wraps up re-airing, they'll jump straight into the second season, which, yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Also, I noticed that Funimation, which it probably plays into their favor at this point with this delay, they're like 2 episodes away from finishing dubbing it, and they were supposed to finish it like, I want to say a month ago now with the dubbing process, so kind of curious what's up with that. Episodes 10 and 11 are still not dubbed, but either way, yeah, it's a bit of a bummer, but not too much of a delay, thankfully. Like, it would really suck if like we're supposed to get it in summer and we gotta wait till next summer or some shit like that. Fall, there's a lot of anime coming this summer, and yeah, it'll be fine. I'm not that pressed about it. As long as there's not another delay on top of that, then we're gonna be like, what are we doing here? But yeah, Mushoku Tensei, really enjoying it, and I can't wait for the second core. Just a little bit of a bummer, I guess you could say, that we gotta wait a little longer. Moving forward, we got some really great news. Apparently, the Vinland Saga anime that has previously been in the West, at the very least, exclusive to Amazon Prime. You could not purchase it or anything like that. Well, it seems as though Vinland Saga was licensed by Sentai Filmworks for a home video release in summer of 2021, which is awesome. I mean, it's been a couple years now. What, Vinland Saga ended airing at the end of 2019, and yeah, I've been wanting to own it. This is one that if you're gonna buy an anime, buy Vinland Saga. It is worth it. It is hands down 100% worth it. Great series, and yeah, I was very excited and happy to see like, oh shit, Sentai Filmworks doing the Lord's work. Why not? Because a lot of Amazon Prime series seem to never get home video releases, but it seems as though they're starting to let loose a little bit, because I think what, the 2019 Blade of the Immortal anime is also getting licensed, something like that, so they're starting to let loose, and I can't wait to own Vinland Saga again. Like, shout outs to Sentai doing the real big shit. This might be one of their biggest properties they've ever released, because Sentai normally gets like the smaller titles, but this is big. Okay, people, and the big news that has been rocking the world, to be honest with you, I have not had a good day. I'm sure a lot of you haven't either. In case you don't know, last night it was confirmed that the author of Berserk, Kentaro Miura, has passed away at the age of 54. He's been gone for some time now. Apparently he passed away May 6th, and they're just now giving us the press release, which I'm imagining is due to like letting his family grieve and things like that. Well, it seems as though a couple of things happened. For starters, it seems as though Hunter x Hunter, the series, and I want to say even Yoshihiro Togashi, were trending on Twitter in Japan last night due to fans being worried and making comparisons, because, you know, for the longest time, the big joke has always been, obviously it's not funny anymore because realize we're joking and laughing about people that are killing themselves to bring us entertainment, but it's always been like, who's going to finish their series first, Yoshihiro Togashi, Hunter x Hunter, or the author of Berserk, Kentaro Miura, because they both take a lot of hiatuses, which in retrospect now, like I've said for a long time, let them take them, because if not, you see what the end result could possibly be. But yeah, Hunter x Hunter was trending last night. A lot of Japanese fans were like, yo, Togashi, this could happen to you. People, unfortunately, being a bit selfish, saying like, yo, if this happens, Hunter x Hunter is going to be, you know, left unfinished as well. So there was a lot of mixed emotions between concerns about the author, their health, about the actual series finishing, because yeah, that is something that people are going to be worried about, especially if they invested their time. But I just felt like last night in particular, if you watched that video, I wasn't trying to be an ass or anything like that. Part of it was emotion driven, but also, you know, the man just passed away. We just got news of it right now. It's time to grieve. We can worry about, you know, what's going to happen with their series and their properties and things like that a little bit later. But I understand to a certain degree that people grieve in different ways. Some people, they're trying to avoid thinking about it by just thinking about, you know, the series or other shit. So I understand to a certain degree. And yeah, a couple of authors were getting hit with like, yo, finish your work, or we're worried about you, things like that, because we got some various reactions from different creators, different manga authors and things like that over Kentaro Miura's passing. We're going to take a look at them. So for starters, the author of Hajime no Ippo, George Morikawa, shared a photo of Miura's tribute drawing of Hajime no Ippo's character Takamura. Miura previously worked with Morikawa as an assistant, and Miura's written message and illustration reads, "Back in college, college, I worked with you as a short-term assistant, and I was worried my lack of skill would hold you back. I learned many things, and this is both an apology and a thank you." And Morikawa added his comment on Miura's passing. "I'm going to be a bit emotional, but let me reminisce a little bit. When I started my first weekly serialization without even a single assistant, he came to help me. He was 18 and I was 19. We were at some art college and he came up after a lecture with sketchbook in hand. I didn't know how extensive his drawing skills were, so I showed him some of my work and told him to get as close to this as he could. What he showed me was outstanding and definitely belied his age. After he drew more, I had already become deeply interested in him, and we only stopped drawing to talk about manga. When I asked him to show me some of his drawings in a sketchbook, and it stopped my heart and gave me goosebumps. Within were drawings of fairies, a certain brand, a swordsman wielding a huge sword, the beginnings of what would later be Puck and Guts, all drawn in thick lines. It was too much. What is all this? I asked him. There's what's inside my head. He answered, I want to get better, so I thought I should draw them. How long had he been saving this up in his head, I wondered. Berserk was already there in those drawings. The months passed by, and I started serializing Hajime no Ippo, and it wasn't long after that, Berserk started. Miura shared some stories of difficulty with me, but I was confident that his manga would be a hit. Kentaro had poured his strength and confidence into this long-awaited serialization. After all, the world would soon be astonished, as I was when I first saw his drawings. He had completely refined artistic skill and drew with all his soul, and I had nothing but the deepest respect for every new chapter of Berserk. We only worked in that short time, but it was my pride and honor to have met him. Forgive me for speaking so much, Kentaro-kun. One day, I'll go and read that last chapter of yours. The composer of the Berserk music, like songs like Forces and Guts' theme, Suzumu Hirasawa, said, Miura no longer exists in a physical space. From now on, we won't be able to talk with each other about unresolved matters. He will always occupy a part of my mind regardless of space and time. Miura, once again, I hope that we can get along earnestly. Dark Horse Comics, the publisher of Berserk and some of Miura's other works in North America, tweeted, Miura-sensei was a master artist and storyteller, and we had the great privilege of publishing several of his finest works, including his masterpiece Berserk. He will be greatly missed. Our condolences go out to his family and loved ones. Hiro Mashima, the author of Eden Zero and Fairy Tail, tweeted, Berserk is what allowed my youth to remain with me. Even at my age, I'd still get excited at each new volume that came out. Now I am stunned in grief. May Miura-sensei rest in peace. Adam Dietz, the assistant director on Netflix's dark fantasy animated series Castlevania, tweeted, Kentaro Miura has passed away. I cannot express how important Berserk has been to use as a source of inspiration for Castlevania. A quarter of our team drew from it for inspiration. It defined what dark fantasy was for us. I'm crushed. R.I.P. Miura. Rei Hiro, the creator of action manga series Black Lagoon, tweeted, when I woke up, Kentaro Miura had passed. So Berserk will be unfinished. It was a solid fantasy and a great manga. It's one of the few manga that I've continued to buy since way back, so I'm shook. You did well. May you rest in peace. Love Hina and Negima creator Ken Akamatsu shared that Miura was a fan of his character Yu Ayase, and that whenever she ended up in a sexual situation, he would get so excited he would send Akamatsu a letter via fax. Vinland Saga creator Makoto Yukimura said, I just learned about Kentaro Miura's death. At the same time, my fans were tweeting about my health. Thank you very much. I will take care of my health and surely complete the Vinland Saga series. I'm very shocked. I can't put it into words. It was a tremendous job. I think drawing was his life. The Fire Force / Soul Leader creator Atsushi Okubo wrote, Beloved across generations, Berserk was the Bible of my friend group. I had just binged the entire manga. It feels like yesterday when my classmates and I rushed to go see Miura-sensei at an event in Shibuya. You left us too soon. And there was many more, just the world has been ratified by this. In case, I didn't say it, I'll say it again. Rest in peace, Kentaro Miura, the greatest artist and writer, author of our generation. There'll never be another Kentaro Miura, and we'll never forget you. Thank you. But people, those are all the stories we have for today. I'm curious what you guys think. One Piece potential film coming. Demon Slayer Season 2 release date. The Yasuke anime, and potentially who was responsible for some of the problems that people had with the anime. Tokyo Revengers killing it yet again. The future of the Boruto anime based on these episode titles. Mushoku Tensei Jobless Reincarnation being delayed for its second season. The Hunter x Hunter series trending due to the passing of Kentaro Miura and all of the authors reacting to the passing of him. The Vinland Saga home video release. and yeah, your thoughts on any of the stories we covered in this episode. But that's all I have for this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram. Hit that bell to get all notifications. And if you want to follow any of my other social media, links in the description below. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day. And remember the golden rule: anime and manga for life, boy. Have an awesome day. Peace in. You guys just watched another episode of ForneverNews. Have an awesome day.
To